Do you want to read Rupert to the rescue? I think that's the rhinoceros, right? And can you name some of these AlphaPets or what animals they are? Rupert to the rescue. One crisp autumn day, Rupert, the resourceful rhinoceros, said, "This would be a perfect weekend to go camping on Rugged Ridge Mountain. We'll get a wonderful view of changing leaves on the way up, and on the way back, we can raft down the roaring Rapids River. Who wants to go?" "I'll go," said Yori, the yucky yak. "Maybe I'll see some snakes and spiders." "I guess I'll go," said Una, the unhappy unicorn. "It'll give me something to do." "Count on us," said Delilah, the demanding duck, and Xavier, the exploring xenop. "I'll go too, if I don't forget," said Albert, the absent-minded alligator. "You'd better know the way, Rupert," said Delilah. "I don't want to get lost." Rupert unfolded a map and pointed to a steep mountain road. "See?" he said. "First, we'll hike along the Rolling Rock Trail to the top of the mountain. Then we'll cross the bridge over Rumble Ride Ravine to go to the old abandoned gold mines. We'll camp at the bend of the river, and the next morning we'll row our raft downstream back to the bottom of the mountain." "That seems like a long and hard trip," Una said. "It is," agreed Rupert, "but it will also be lots of fun." That afternoon, the AlphaPets gathered all the things that they would need for the trip. Delilah, Yori, and Una arranged backpacks, sleeping bags, and blankets. Albert loaded his wagon full of cans of rice soup and ravioli, packages of hot dogs and rolls, boxes of raisins, and bags of marshmallows. Rupert folded his rubber raft and tied it with a strong rope. He put a flashlight, trash bags, and a first aid kit in his pack. Xavier brought his radio, some matches, a pocket knife, and a compass. Early the next morning, everybody was dressed and prepared for the camping trip. "Is everybody ready?" called Rupert. "You bet," Xavier shouted. "Lead the way." "Don't forget the food, Albert," said Delilah. Just as they were about to leave, some of their other AlphaPets came to wish their friends a safe trip. "We'll wait for you by the river when you return tomorrow evening," they called. The hikers waved and started their climb up the mountain trail. "I hope they don't trip and fall," whispered Fenton, the fearful frog. "I hope they have enough of everything," shouted Emmy, the exaggerated elephant. "I hope they have a wonderful time," whooped Herbie, the happy hamster. After the campers climbed for a while, they stopped to rest. Xavier turned on his radio. They listened to some music while they had something to drink. Suddenly, the AlphaPets heard a terrible rumbling above them. Rupert looked up. A giant, jagged rock was rolling down the side of the mountain. "Look out!" cried Xavier. "It's a landslide." Everybody jumped out of the way as the rock crashed down and stopped in the middle of the road. "Oh no!" cried Una. "Now we're stuck. There's no way we can get past that rock." "Maybe we'd better go back," suggested Albert. "No way," Rupert cried. "Not as long as we have all this good rope with us." "What's the rope got to do with it?" asked Delilah. "You'll see," said Rupert, taking the rope off his raft. AlphaPets watched Rupert tie knots all along the length of the rope. Then he made a big loop at the end. "If I can get this rope to hook onto the top of that rock, we'll have a perfect ladder," he said. Rupert tossed the rope up as far as he could, but it did not catch on the rock. "Forget it," said Una. "We're doomed." Rupert tried again and missed. He tossed the rope up one more time. This time it hooked onto the top of the rock and held tight. Now we can use the knots as steps and climb up. Then we'll slide down the other end, Rupert said. Carefully, Rupert climbed the top of the rock, tied the rope securely. One by one, he helped his friends climb up and then slide down on the other side. When they were all safely over the rock, Delilah pointed at Albert and said, "Oh no, you forgot the food. What will we eat? We'll all starve," cried Una. "We'll think of something," Rupert said. "Let's get going. We need to be at the bridge before dark." Before long, the AlphaPets came to Rumble Ride Ravine. The mountain seemed to split in two, and there was a deep canyon below. "We can cross over there," Xavier said, pointing to a narrow bridge. "I'll go first." But then Yori followed. Crack! The bridge started to split down the middle. "Help!" screamed Yori. "Save me!" "Hold on, Yori," Rupert called. "We can fix the bridge." Rupert showed Delilah and Albert how to use vines to tie together the small logs they found. Then Rupert slid them over to Yori. "Tie the logs to the rails," cried Rupert, "while we go get some more vines. Be careful." Everyone helped, and finally they were able to cross the bridge safely. "Phew, now all we have to do is get to the old mine and set up camp," Rupert said. Everything was quiet at the old mine. The AlphaPets looked around at the rickety buildings and the abandoned railroad tracks. There were mine shafts and caves everywhere. "Look at all those caves," Xavier shouted. "Let's see what's inside them." Everyone followed Yori into the entrance of the cave. It was dingy and damp, and streams of rusty water trickled down the walls. Drip, drip, drip. "This place looks haunted," Una cried. Then Albert felt the ground move under him. "Worms! Eek!" he screamed. "What's the matter, Albert?" Yori said. "These worms won't hurt you. See how cute and squiggly they are." "Yuck! Let's get out of here," Delilah yelled. The AlphaPets ran down to the river. Now, where do you say we're going?" Albert asked. "Never mind where. The question is what. What are we going to eat?" "We're all hungry. There's no food," said Delilah. "No problem," Rupert said. "I have an idea. Una, bring me 2 long sticks. Albert, please unravel the red tassel on your hat while I find some paper clips in my pocket. And Xavier, you can use the matches to start a fire." "How'll that feed us?" Delilah demanded. "You'll see," answered Rupert. Using sticks and other materials, Rupert made 2 good fishing rods. "You're a genius," said Xavier. Then Yori and Delilah sat at the edge of the water and caught enough fish for everyone. While Albert grilled the fish on the fire, Una and Rupert picked red raspberries for dessert. It was a delicious meal, and everyone felt better after they ate. As the sun was setting, the AlphaPets admired the brightly colored autumn leaves. "So far so good," Rupert said. "We'll sleep here, and tomorrow we row down the river." The AlphaPets climbed into their sleeping bags and fell fast asleep. In the morning, everyone helped Rupert inflate the big rubber raft. They huffed and puffed until the raft was nice and plump. "We need to rig up a ramp to launch our raft," Xavier said. So Rupert brought an old door from the mine, and everybody pushed the raft down into the water. While they were pushing, rip! The edge of the raft caught on a nail. All the air leaked out. "Oh no, we'll drown for sure," Una sobbed. "Don't give up," said Rupert. "There's plenty of old wood and nails at the mine. We can build a raft. Then it will be smooth going to the bottom of the mountain." Everybody helped, and when the raft was finished, they carried it to the water and pushed off. Soon, everybody was feeling much better as they drifted down the river. Suddenly, they heard water rushing in the distance. "That must be the rapids," Rupert said. "They sound rough. Maybe we should go ashore and carry our raft." But it was too late. At the bend, the river turned into a roaring waterfall. "Hold tight, everybody," Rupert shouted. "We're going for a ride." The rapids pushed the AlphaPets over the side and smashed most of the raft to bits. Rupert looked around. Una, Delilah, Albert, Yori, and Xavier were all clinging onto pieces of the broken raft and swimming towards shore. "We made it," Rupert shouted. Suddenly, the frightened AlphaPets heard a rustling behind the bushes. They could hear footsteps crackling on the fallen leaves. "Who could that be?" Delilah shouted. The footsteps came closer and closer. "Who's there?" cried Xavier. "It's us," called a familiar voice. "We're here to welcome you home." There, coming through the bushes, were Herbie, Emmy, and Fenton. Rupert jumped up. "It sure is good to see you again," he cried. Everyone gathered around. Yori put his arm around Rupert and said, "You're tired and dirty and ragged and rumpled, but thanks to you, Rupert, we're all right." Here's some of the words we saw. Rope, raisins, raft, but you're right, it looks like a sandwich. Rapids, rose, radio, rock, raspberries. Do you remember seeing some of these on the pages? And here we go with the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.